This is a Blairing Out with Eric Blair show, and tonight we're here at the opening night of the 2011 Newport Beach Film Festival. Hi, Peggy. How are you enjoying the Newport Beach Film Festival so far?
Well, opening night, great so far. Newport Beach is a beautiful place to live, and it's great that we can have a film festival down here of our own. We're so close to LA, it just makes sense.
And are you excited about seeing Michael C. Hall in East 5th Bliss tonight?
I am. I'm a big fan of his. I remember him from the 80s, so that's dating me, but I do, so I'm a big fan.
So now what's up with the Real Housewives of Orange County?
Real Housewives of Orange County, we're the original, so we're, going strong, and this is my first year, and it's been great so far. Ask me at the end of the season, but so far it's great.
Now, I've been watching that you guys take a lot of limo rides together, but it seems like a lot of these limo rides end up in total catfight chaos. How do you feel? How does it feel to be cramped in a situation where I want to get the hell out of here?
It's definitely a little uncomfortable at times. I only had one limo ride, I think, that was a little bit heated, and it actually wasn't that bad. So I think I've gotten off easy for my first year.
And then where will you guys be traveling to?
Well, Micah and I did a trip with our family. They already showed to Palm Springs. And then we're doing a trip to Vegas for his birthday. That's coming up. And I think next week, all the girls, we do a girls trip to San Antonio, Texas. So.
How do you like being on a show, and how did you get on the show?
I like being on a show. I've been in the entertainment industry my whole life, pretty much. My parents had their own show, and sorry. And I've been modeling and TV hosting, did a little bit of news, and so I've done this for probably 20 years. And then I took time off to have our babies. We have a 1.5-year-old and a 3.5-year-old, and so I've been full-time mommy. And a friend of mine told me about the casting, and his friend turned in our name, and here we are.
What do you think it is about the Real Housewives series that has captured the imagination of the world?
I think people like to see what real people living in a beautiful area like Newport Beach, what they do every day on day-to-day life. And, we do travel, we do go to exciting places, we do drive nice cars, and I think people like to see that. So it's just, people are just kind of infatuated with watching other people's lives or watching other people make fools of themselves.
Being that this is supposed to be a reality show, is there ever the temptation for you while you're being shot to put on an act?
I don't feel like I've, been in that situation. If anything, I feel like the other way. I mean, I know when we were in Palm Springs, my daughter cut her finger, and people were like blogging, "Oh, she overreacted." No, I actually was trying to be really calm for the camera because I had postpartum depression, so I do have anxiety. But not only that, this is your baby. I mean, she was only 1 year old at the time, so I probably, if the cameras weren't there, would have been like flipping out worse. So I think for me, I think I like to actually hold it in more. But I think some of the castmates definitely, try to up the game for the camera.
So are you a spiritual person?
I'm very spiritual. I'm kind of they call me the odd mix of holistic and glam girl. I like to say the yin and yang.
And then what do you think right now brings you the most peace in your life?
My husband and my kids.
How do your views of life differ than the other girls? What do you argue over the most, do you think?
Well, that's hard to say because, like I said, I've really gotten along with all of them. So I think, I think there's a dynamic with me and Vicky and Tamara have all gotten very close. And, we're 40 and some of us older than 40, but I think with Gretchen and Alexis, they're in their 30s, and it's just, you really change so much. And, my mom gave me the best advice growing up. She said, don't ever get married until you're 30. And, we were in our mid-30s when we got married, and I think it was the best advice because I think you change so much just from 30 to 35. And now I'm in my 40s, it's like, wow, I don't relate as well to people that aren't in my age group. I mean, I have tons of friends that are, younger, much younger than me, but I think that you just relate differently.
Now, this movie, East 5th Bliss, is actually about a May-December relationship. One of the things it's about. What do you think about May-December relationships?
May-December, meaning it started in May?
Meaning that Michael C. Hall's character in this movie is a 35-year-old man who's still living with his father.
Okay.
And he meets an 18-year-old girl, and they become boyfriend and girlfriend, and it changes his life. What do you think of relationships like that?
I don't judge at all, and I think that for people, there's so many, women especially are, more mature typically than men. So I think for an 18-year-old woman to date a 35-year-old man, there's a huge difference. It doesn't mean it can't work. It depends on how the woman's raised. I have a lot of friends that have married much older. Sometimes when it changes, though, is when they get older. When the woman gets to her 40s, then all of a sudden she wakes up and is like, wait a minute, I'm married to a 70-year-old. What am I doing? So, but I don't judge. I think that people need to do whatever makes them happy. There's no rules in my book.
Now, one of the things we talk about is makeup must-haves, and your makeup looks amazing.
Oh, thank you. I did it in 5 minutes while my babies were in the bathtub. Yes.
Really?
Yes. I'm low maintenance.
Tell me, just name off some products that you use, and let me know why you love them.
Well, I'm obsessed with Chanel's lip gloss, so I have a Chanel lip gloss on right now, and they just pop. They have like really nice colors. They're not too bright. I think they're pretty. They're subtle. I can't live without my, I think it's my Dior bronzer. Let's see, I have it in here. Let's look. Yes, my Dior bronzer.
Sweet.
Bronzer. Because I have to spray my tan here, but then my face I don't spray, so you got to put the bronzer on. What else? And facials. That's a must-have. I get facials once a month.
It looks like you're wearing about 3 different colors on your lid right now.
Oh, thank you. I'm wearing, they're all from the Dior collection. It's the silver and white and gray.
And what mascara do you prefer?
I don't care. I'm really low maintenance when it comes to that too. I will go into the drugstore and buy, Maybelline, or I'll go buy Lancome or whatever I'm happen to be walking by, or it's the quickest thing to grab with my kids.
So you're low maintenance. It's you'll buy store brand.
I'll totally buy store brand. I actually think that a lot of store brand's better. I think that so much of the marketing and the hype and the packaging, you're paying for all that, but it's not that the product's better, and it's actually worse for our environment. So.
What about MAC?
I love MAC. I used to use their face and body foundation, and I don't know why I stopped. I just guess I got bored and decided to try something new. But hey, MAC, if you want to send me some, go for it.
Well, they will give you a kickback.
Actually, my eyebrow liner is theirs, and I love their shadows. They have MAC's great. Their lip glosses, their lipsticks, everything.
Besides Real Housewives of Orange County, what are you involved in?
Well, I'm getting back into my modeling and hosting, and that's kind of why I did the show, to get me back into that now that the babies are getting a little older. Because I went through postpartum depression, I did everything holistically, and Micah's mother is a holistic practitioner, naturopathic practitioner. She has a clinic out in Temecula. So I've been working with her, and we're going to be actually launching all the products that I'm taking, and everyone's been emailing me and Facebooking me, and I need help. I'm also have postpartum depression. What can I do naturally? Because I've been doing everything naturally. So as of tomorrow it will be on my website, peggytanous.com, and you can go on there and you can get holistic products to help you with postpartum depression, anxiety. There'll be multivitamins, there'll be products for kids. So we're moving forward with that, and I'm very passionate about a few charities that I work with. I'm always helping with Someone Cares Soup Kitchen. They have an event coming up in June. And then we're actually talking about doing our own wine, because we're big wine buffs, and we got married at a winery, and we've always loved doing it. And so we're like, what better time to do it? And then when we have our parties on the show, we can bring our own wine.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for being on the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show. Have a great night.
You too.
The Blairing Out Show.